In every office, there are people we barely notice, quiet, hardworking, invisible to most. But sometimes, what we don't see tells the most important story. Today, one CEO noticed something that no one else did: bruises on a cleaner's arms. And what he did next left everyone around him completely stunned. This isn't just a story about pain. It's about courage, compassion, and the unexpected power of noticing someone who is often overlooked. What happened next will stay with you long after the video ends. Every morning, the CEO walked past the same hallway, barely noticing the cleaners at work. But today, something caught his eye: a faint bruise on a hand, partially hidden under a sleeve. He froze. Nobody else seemed to notice. He watched quietly, studying her posture, the careful way she moved, the way she avoided eye contact. Something was wrong, and for the first time, he felt a deep, unsettling curiosity. He wondered silently, who would hurt someone so quiet, so gentle, and why? Over the next few days, the CEO couldn't shake the image from his mind. He saw bruises on her arms, fresh and fading. He noticed the small, polite smiles she gave, the way she bowed her head to avoid attention. No one in the office seemed to care or even notice, but he did. Slowly, he began piecing together the story her silence told. And the more he watched, the more he realized this wasn't just about bruises. It was about fear, courage, and survival. Finally, he called her into his office. Everyone else thought it was a routine meeting, but what happened next shocked the room. The CEO, known for being cold and strict, didn't scold her. He didn't yell. He looked at her, really looked, and said something so unexpected that it made her catch her breath. "You don't have to hide anymore." For the first time, she felt seen. For the first time, someone powerful cared about what had happened to her. As the conversation unfolded, the cleaner's story came out bit by bit. Every word revealed fear, pain, and silent suffering she had endured. He listened without interrupting, without judgment. His face betrayed shock, disbelief, and anger not at her, but at the injustice she had silently endured. The employees outside the office whispered and stared, unable to understand the CEO's reaction. But he didn't care. He only cared about one thing: righting a wrong that no one else had noticed. After hearing her story, the CEO didn't immediately announce his plans. He sat in silence, thinking. He thought about fairness, compassion, and responsibility. Finally, he made a decision, one that would not just protect her, but send a clear message to everyone in the company. Sometimes, true leadership isn't about profits or titles. Sometimes, it's about standing up for the most vulnerable, even when everyone else ignores them. The next day, he called a meeting. Not just any meeting, the entire boardroom gathered, expecting routine updates. But the CEO shocked them all. He told the story of the cleaner, her courage, her suffering, and his decision to act. Heads turned, eyes widened, silence filled the room. This was not the corporate procedure they expected. This was something else: justice, empathy, power used the way it should be used. And no one could believe their ears. To protect her, he had to make a choice that risked reputation, investors, and company deals. Yet he didn't hesitate. The CEO understood that some actions are worth more than money, more than profit. Some actions define a person. And in that moment, the employees finally understood. He wasn't just a CEO. He was someone willing to sacrifice for what was right, someone who believed that one life, one act of kindness, could matter more than everything else. Word spread throughout the office quickly. People whispered, shared glances, and wondered if they should act differently too. The CEO's reaction sparked something bigger than anyone imagined: culture of care, respect, and attention to the quiet struggles of those often overlooked. No one could ignore it. And slowly, the company began to change, because one person had finally chosen to see, to care, and to act. Days later, the cleaner returned to work, still cautious, still nervous, but different. She held her head higher, knowing she was protected. And for the first time, she smiled without fear. The CEO's reaction had done more than fix an injustice. It had given hope. And in that small office, filled with hushed whispers and wide eyes, everyone realized that courage isn't just about fighting back. It's about knowing someone powerful has your back. This story didn't end with a memo or a policy. It ended with a lesson that true leadership is measured not by wealth, titles, or influence, but by the ability to see pain, to care, and to act when it matters most. The CEO's reaction left the office in shock, yes, but it also left a mark that no one would ever forget. Sometimes, the smallest, quietest people can teach the greatest lessons, if only we choose to see them.